So we've looked at how the environment affects characters, but of course the reverse is also true. The characters affect and interact with the environment. Now this can be in ways that the environment suggests or the character's role requires of them. So for example, we have a gardener here. Other examples could be a bartender in a bar is obviously going to be doing bartendery things. A office worker in an office will be doing officey things inside that office. But what makes character is often the way characters find to interact with an environment in ways that aren't suggested by the environment. Jackie Chan is very good at this. So you can see there he really uses his environment to the maximum, taking advantage of everything that he can find to use in the scene. And that's what all actors should be doing to a certain extent. Finding all the little things that are in the environment and how they can interact with them and play with them and use them to develop the scene, develop character. Comedians are very good at this. Put your character in someone else's space and have them break the space and then try and fix it. We see this kind of farce used very often. And in fact, Mr. Bean is so good at it, you don't even have to take him into someone else's space. He can break his own space and then develop a whole scene around trying to fix that. But these non-conventional ways of using the space can also be used to set up very simple ways of creating habit, creating character, telling us about who that person is. So take a look at the two school office characters, the dean and his assistant in this clip, and how they interact with the space, the props, the environment to reveal who they are.
Katie Bueller.
This is Edward R. Rooney, Dean of Students.
Oh my God. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just completely forgot to call.
Then you are aware that your son is not in school today.
Yes, I am. Ferris is homesick. Now, I had a meeting first thing this morning. I know I should have called, but it just completely slipped my mind. I'm really very sorry.
Are you also aware, Mrs. Bueller, that Ferris does not have what we consider to be an exemplary attendance record?
I don't understand.
He has missed an unacceptable number of school days. In the opinion of this educator, Ferris is not taking his academic growth seriously. Now, I've spent my morning examining his records. If Ferris thinks that he can just coast through this month and still graduate, he is sorely mistaken. I have no reservation whatsoever about holding him back another year.
This is all news to me.
Usually is. So far this semester, he has been absent 9 times.
9 times?
9 times.
I don't remember him being sick 9 times.
That's probably because he wasn't sick. He was skipping school. Wake up and smell the coffee, Mrs. Bueller. It's a fool's paradise. He is just leading you down the primrose path.
I can't believe it.
I've got it right here in front of me. He has missed 9 days. Grace! Grace!
Look, I can give you every assurance, Mr. Rooney, that Ferris is home and he is very ill. In fact, I debated whether or not I should even leave him.
Grace!
I can appreciate how this time of year...
So we can see there Edward Rooney's very controlling nature, his order to things, as he has these tiny little habits of picking up every tiny speck of dirt off the desk as the scene goes along. And then we see his assistant Grace revealing her character and the way she copes through her interactions with the environment. This scene from Ghostbusters, we see Bill Murray interacting with the environment.
Talk about telekinetic activity. Look at this mess.
Raymond, look at this.
Ectoplasmic residue.
Bankman, get a sample of this.
It's the real thing.
When somebody blows their nose and you want to keep it?
I'd like to analyze it.
There's more over here.
I'm getting stronger readings here.
Whoa. Oh. Oh. Ah.
This way.
Come on. Oh. Ah.
Egon, your mucus. This happened to you before? Huh. First time?
And again, making use of every opportunity that the environment gives him. This one, like the one at the start from Dustin Hoffman, much of this was unplanned. There was a little bit planned in this one, so he did have to collect the sample. But after that, he just rolled with what the environment gave him to create this lovely scene. In the director's commentary on the DVD, they talk about one take Bill Murray.
Egon.
For homework, this week, whenever you go into a new space, have a look at how the space affects you and affects other people. How does this space affect the people in it? Does it create a certain mood, a certain atmosphere? Does it change them? And how do the people interact with the space? So look again at both the standard ways, the ways that are suggested by the space and the architecture, or the ways that are even required of it. So when you go through the MRT gates, there is a way that everyone has to interact with those gates. But also keep your eye out for things that aren't required or suggested by the space. What are the other things that reveal character and habits and personality through the way people interact with their environments? And then find an example from TV or film where space affects people and people interact with it. Make sure it's a clear, strong example from this region, so from the Asia region of TV or film, where people are interacting with the space or the space is setting a mood and we can see it in the actors. So don't just choose a space that, has a certain mood, but we want to see how the actors and the characters respond to that mood, because we're looking at acting here. And I'll see you in class soon.